Okay, for our tall kneeling breathing position, what we're doing first is getting into a tall kneeling position, which is just both knees down on the ground like this. Now, the key to this drill is what we're doing at the hips and the chest. So the first thing we want is to get hip extension. So we want these hips not to be sitting back like this, but we want to pull the pelvis into a nice neutral position by driving kind of through the glutes into this full hip extension neutral position here. So in this position, we also want to tuck our chest down. So we don't want it flared up towards the ceiling. And while we're doing this, we also don't want to crunch down through the spine like this. What the drill is, we're staying nice and tall through here. I want you to think about getting as long or as tall as you can through the spine. And then we're going to breathe in through the nose. And then let out through the mouth like you're fogging a mirror. What I want to make sure happens is I want these ribs to start to tuck down and in. They're internally rotating, they're tucking down. But I don't want that to happen at the extent or at the expense of trunk flexion. Okay, so what that means is we have to stay nice and tall as we exhale through our mouth. We're using the obliques to tuck these ribs down, not the rectus abdominis, not these six-pack muscles here to crunch us down. So I want to stay nice and tall as we do this. Pushing our elbows just kind of helps emphasize that. We push our elbows forward with our hands on our hips, and we're getting as tall as we can, squeezing our glutes to get the hips into neutral and extension, and then we're just breathing in from here. You'll notice as I breathe out, I don't crunch and I don't flare the chest. So I stay nice and neutral the whole time. I'm pushing my elbows away. I'm staying nice long. What this does is it creates kind of expansion into that upper back and that mid back, and it allows this rib cage and those ribs to start moving again independently of the spine, right? So we're building some relative motion back into the rib cage on a neutral pelvis. So we're tucked through here without being super extended. So we're coming out of this open scissor position with this anterior tilting of the pelvis and this rib flaring, and we're bringing things back in without crunching through the core. We're just using these muscles to do it here, right? And so that's what we're working on this drill. Should help with overhead mobility, upper back pain or tension in your upper back as we're creating expansion through there. And it also helps to drive a neutral pelvic position, which can help with hip mobility and anything else that we're doing on top of that. Give it a shot.